Hello, my name is Tony Nadalin. I'm the co-chair of the W3C Web Authentication Working Group, along with John Fontana. I've been involved in the security field since my first job out of college. I've always disliked passwords. People have tried to make these easier to use, more secure, like password managers, lockboxes, screen scrapers, autofill mechanisms. You name it, someone's tried it. So I started seriously to try to eliminate passwords in 2012. I knew this would be a multi-year journey and would not cover all the use cases like POP3, email servers, FTP servers, etc. So we stepped back, looked at what people use passwords for, how they use them, when they use them, why they use them. We looked at the various authentication technologies out there, such as OTP, smart cards, password generators, SMS-based mechanisms, and 2FA mechanisms. All these required very special protocols, had very limited set of use cases, always needed special add-on hardware. I think we all remember the RSA token, how hard that was to roll out, and then programming on the server side was so complicated, it was impossible. We set up a few requirements, such as easy to program on the relying party side or server side, had to be supported in every browser, had to be secure, 100% secure, had to be privacy preserving, cheap or standard commodity-based hardware, such as in the laptop, in the phone, etc., and had to be no harder to use than standard passwords are today. With these goals in mind, it was time to round up the browser vendors and get their thoughts. At the same time we were doing that, we realized that an organization called FIDO was working on a very similar goal. Some of the browser vendors already were members of FIDO. One issue was that FIDO was not a standards organization, and the browser expertise was not in FIDO, but was in the W3C itself. So within the FIDO organization, we laid out the basic protocol, the crypto mechanisms to be used, and an API. We needed a common JavaScript API that all servers could deliver to the browser, no matter what type of browser you were using. Safari, Chrome, Edge, Firefox, whatever mobile browser you were using, etc. And have the JavaScript actually run and access the hardware authenticator in a very secure manner. This was clearly a job for the W3C. So FIDO submitted the proposal along with a draft specification to W3C in early 2016. At that time, the Web Authentication Working Group was formed. We have now completed our first specification as of March 2019. This is known as Level 1. And this is now supported in Safari browser, Edge browser, Chrome browser, and Firefox browser as the first strong authentication mechanism produced by the W3C. We are now in our next revision of the specification, which is known as Level 2, which will add some new enterprise features and management features. Our current expectation end date for this revision is in December 2020. Since we have finished Level 1, the specification, the relying party deployments have started. As part of the journey in the W3C, a W3C community group, which is open to everybody, you don't have to be a W3C member to join, has also been started. And this working group talks about deployment issues, usability issues, etc. This is called the Web Authentication Adoption Community Group and can be found on the W3C website along with the WebAuthn Level 1 specification and information about the W3C Web Authentication Working Group. I hope this has given you some idea about what the W3C is doing along the lines of strong authentication and trying to eliminate passwords. Thank you for listening.